grandparents, good morning parents. I think this is the 8th year we've been having Grandparents Day at Modern High, and I can't tell you how special it is every time we see you at Modern. Parents are special, but grandparents are more than special. And for you to come down here in great numbers, to fly across the ocean, the seas, to be with us, makes all of us, our children and teachers and the staff here, feel very, very special. Sometimes I'm a little taken aback by the prayers that the little ones say, like, thank you grandparents for spoiling us. But it's all a part of the special bond that your grandchildren spend with you. And thank you very much for spoiling them, because they're never spoiled by their parents. I just want to share with you something that I shared with parents just last week, and that is, India is a very, very special land. If you look at it geographically, it's the 7th largest country in the world. If you look at it population-wise, we have 1.2 billion people. We have the largest democracy. We have the largest railway network in the world. And yet we have things like poverty and illiteracy that plague the nation. We are multilinguistic, pluralistic society. And yet it's a country that the world recognizes as something so special. And I've always wondered what has made India, our beloved country, so special. Yes, people are extremely sensitive. That's something that's very special about our people. It's so sensitive, like if you've been long enough in the UAE like I have, this is my 13th year, you'll find if people are hit by a car, they lie on the road for some time. In India, if you're hit by a car, you may lie on the road for a little longer because people are busy burning up the other car. They're so sensitive, they don't let the chap run away. So there are riots in India, in Calcutta, in Delhi. If one single person is hit, that's how sensitive people are. And truly, people like us, Indian people, are so kind. There's a mother in this school that has 2 children. They have sadly no father, but she has 2 children. And recently she went back to India because she took her passport and everything else with her, and there was a special bank transaction she had to do. She went back to India, and on the way from the bank, she had a bag with her passport, credit cards, 50,000 rupees, and some bank papers, and she visited the mall it was such a great feeling of having achieved, and so she visited the mall with one of her children. And right under their nose, their bag was stolen. Right under their nose, and she couldn't believe it. She said, Mr. Blau, the bag was right under my nose. I just looked up, the bag went. And to her utter surprise, because she went and followed advice and filed an FIR, went to the police station, and because you don't have a passport and you don't have a visa to come back to Dubai, it's pretty disastrous. 2 days later, she got a call from a person who said she found, ma'am, I found your bag. My interpretation is the thief called her and said, ma'am, I found your bag. She said, my gosh, really? Is my passport there? Yes. My credit cards? Yes. And there was 50,000 rupees in it. No, ma'am, there was no money in it. But, if you want your bag back, you need to come and collect it from me on this date at this time. And she was so thrilled. She went. The person was there to meet. The thief was there. She got her bag back. She got her passport, her credit cards, no money in the bag. And she blessed the man and said, 2,000 rupees for you. You're so kind to return my bag. That's how kind people are. But beyond that, ladies and gentlemen, beyond that, I've asked myself this question: what makes India the special place that it is? Definitely not the politicians. Definitely not the politicians. They are the leaders of the country. Definitely not. India and the world recognizes this. It's the family. that makes our country so great and so special. And this family basically is the extended family that we live in, which people can't understand, but yet recognizes as something that takes our children out of their homes and places them in places around the world. They grew up with such strong values, and that's what people just can't comprehend, but they want to imbibe. And when we have to leave home and we leave our extended families to come here to Dubai, we become a nuclear family. We are here for a purpose. Yes, we have to make some money to give ourselves and our children something better in life, and that's why we are here. But we lose that special bit because that family in India is special because it's made special by grandparents like you. And what makes me happy is not that you are the perfect grandparents, because we know when you're told not to share the kind of Pepsi that's in the fridge with the grandchildren, we see Pepsis missing from the fridge on a daily basis. Or the jam jar, the level of the jam gets lower a little too often, a little too quick. But what makes this special, and I'm absolutely amazed that a little less than 500 of you are here, it makes me wonder and makes me understand something something very special is happening, and that is parents still want that culture right here in their homes in Dubai. And that's why Grandparents' Day is very, very special at Modern High, because we recognize parents who still love our grandparents to be in their homes, to share and to continue story time, to continue that little extra playtime, and to give such attention that can never be replicated by anybody else. That's how special you are. And I'm going to use a very intriguing metaphor of a journal which God wrote in when He fashioned you. And He fashioned you with His heart and His mind. And when He fashioned you and He fashioned everyone, yes, He gave gifts to people. He gave the world teachers and lawyers and bankers, and He gave the world children, and He gave the world parents. But for some reason, when He looked at parents, He said, they're not the perfect people. They're not the perfect people. There are people who have given to this world, who have experienced life, who have been through difficulties and trauma, and who are now at home sharing values and goodness and everything else with children and grandchildren. Therefore, He put the word grand in front of parents. So when He fashioned you and He put the word grand, there was a purpose, because there's no grand aunt and grand uncle, but grandparents. I just can't imagine how the word came into being. And my understanding is God fashioned you and He made you so special. And today you being here has made us feel so special. And grandparents, we want to tell you that as long as the school stands, you'll play a very, very special part in the lives of our lives, the lives of your children at Modern Eye. Thank you very much for being here. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a very, very special young couple here who celebrates today 39 years of their lives together. And we want to honor, I can't see into the